The fillet feature is used to break sharp edges on the model and is used for creating fillets and rounds. Unlike the extrude feature, the fillet feature does not need a sketch in order to create it, only model edges. When I launch it, you can see there are quite a few options for creating fillets. The good news is that 99% of the time, most people simply use the constant fillet type, along with a radius. In later lessons, we'll talk about variable radius fillets and how to use setbacks, as well as the face fillet. For this lesson, we'll focus on constant radius fillets, and then I'll quickly go over the full round fillet. For the constant radius fillet, I can select either an edge, a loop, or an entire feature. I'll select edges. As a rule of thumb for adding fillets to your designs, it's usually a good idea to wait until the very end to add your fillets. It's also a good idea to add larger fillets first, before creating smaller ones. I won't go too much into the explanation for this now, but just understand that the order in which you add the fillets can have an effect on the final shape. As I start selecting edges, you see a preview of the geometry. Notice you can actually pick edges through the part. This is nice, so you don't have to rotate the part to select the edges you need. But what happens if you accidentally select the wrong edge? To deselect it, all you have to do is hold down the Control key on the keyboard and click on the edge again. I can change the radius, and notice all 4 edges update. This is because they are all part of the same fillet feature. If you want the edges to each have different radii, you must create the fillets in separate features. To finish this feature, I'll click Apply, and the new fillet feature is listed in the browser. Since I hit Apply instead of OK, the fillet feature dialog box stays on the screen, so I can add more fillet features. This makes it quick to change the radius for different edges. This time, if I select the loop option, I can select the loop that goes around the top surface of the base. I'll change the radius, and the preview updates. And when I click OK, all of the fillets are added. If you take a look in the browser, you can see both of the fillet features listed. They are the only ones that do not have a plus sign next to them, since no sketches were needed to create them. If you ever need to change the radius or remove edges from the feature, just right-click and select Edit Feature, or just double-click on it. I promised you at the beginning of this lesson that I would also go over the full round fillet. Let me switch to another part to show you. The full round fillet is a convenient way to create a perfect blend between 3 adjacent faces. I'll launch the fillet feature and change the type to full round. Next, Inventor wants me to choose the 3 faces to blend. I'll select one of the sides, the center face, and the other side. When I do, you see I get the perfect blend of all 3. If the side faces were to ever change, the full round fillet would still update to blend all 3. The full round fillet can also be handy in cases where it would be impossible to blend the 3 faces using constant radius fillets. I'll launch the fillet command, switch to full round, and again select the side, the center, and the other side, and there you have the blend of all 3 faces.